What's up everyone, my name's John, and I'm here to help you buy her dream ring without breaking the bank, but at the same time without sacrificing quality on your diamond engagement ring. One of the biggest ways that you can save a ton of money when buying your engagement ring is understanding clarity. Clarity refers to inclusions in the diamond. Now, even as I'm saying this, you're probably thinking, what do you even mean? It's hard to visualize. So in this whole video, I'm gonna show you videos of actual diamonds with different inclusion specifications and the relative fair pricing of all these diamonds from SI2 in quality all the way up to flawless in quality. So here are a few things to note that you need to know for this entire video to make sense. Number one, when we are looking at clarity and the way that diamonds are valued, clarity is always rated under a 10 times microscope. And specifically for this video, all of these videos that I'm showing you are diamonds under a 40 times microscope. This is important because a lot of these that you see, a lot of these inclusions are completely invisible to the naked eye, which at the end of the day is the most important factor. And here's the last piece before we jump in. All of these diamonds are round, they are 1 carat, they are excellent cut, they are colorless, meaning D, E, or F, the best in the industry color categories. They are all GIA certified and they are all natural earth mine diamonds. I did this to maintain constant characteristics throughout the entire video so that you can focus simply on clarity. And make sure you stick around to the end of the video, and I'm putting this in the timestamps too. I'm gonna give you a few tips that despite this information, you need to know to make sure you don't get a diamond that has inclusions that are visible. So the first two diamonds that I'm gonna show you are SI2 versus an SI1 diamond. Now you can tell in these two images that the SI2 clearly has more inclusions and the SI1 has less inclusions, but they're very obvious specifically because they're on the face of the diamond. Now my personal recommendation is never go below SI1 in clarity. However, there are good SI2 stones that you can also find. A fair price for an SI2 stone is around $3,000 and a fair price of an SI1 stone is around $3,700. Now this next comparison is SI1 versus VS2. Now these are very similar, but you'll see that the SI1 has an inclusion right in the face of the diamond, right in the middle, and it's a little bit of a darker inclusion, which is sometimes easier to see. The VS2 has inclusions, but they're more so on the outer elements of the diamond. So they're going to be typically less visible, especially when you're looking at them this way. So the fair price for a VS2 diamond is about $4,400 as opposed to $3,700. Really quickly, if you're enjoying this video and it's helping you, smash that like button or subscribe to my page. I have a ton of educational videos. Let's keep rolling. This next one is VS2 versus VS1. And as we get into this category, you're going to see that the inclusions start to get invisible even under a microscope. The fair price for a VS1 stone with all these characteristics that we've talked about is about $4,700. Now, before we move on to these next set of categories, this is where I think we draw the line for the common person to be able to see inclusions in a very real way. The inclusions from VS1 and greater are so small that it's hard for the common untrained eye to identify. And you're gonna see in these videos that it's really hard to see these inclusions. So this is an image of a VS1 versus a VVS2. Now, you're gonna start to see that these inclusions get very hard to find. The fair price on a VVS2 is around $5,600. Now here's a point I want to make. We just went from VS1 to VVS2 and look at the dramatic increase in price. We've almost increased $1,000 on the price of the stone, yet when it comes to practical value, you will probably never see the difference between those two unless you take it in somewhere and look at these two stones against each other under a microscope. So here's a VVS2 versus a VVS1. As you can tell, it's really hard to find inclusions at this point. The fair price of a VVS1 stone with all these characteristics is right around $6,000. Now, we're already at the point where inclusions are almost invisible. Now they're going to be invisible. Here's a VVS1 versus an internally flawless stone. The fair price for an internally flawless stone with these characteristics is around $6,300. So we've worked ourselves all the way up, and what we've learned so far is anything above VS1, it's impossible to tell inclusions, and also the price increases dramatically. Now you're about to see the biggest increase in price out of everything we've seen so far, which is internally flawless to absolutely flawless. Now here's a video of an internally flawless stone side by side with a flawless stone, and what you're gonna see is no inclusions, and you're gonna see a dramatic increase in price. The fair price for a flawless stone with these characteristics is about $8,400. So I've just showed you a lot. What's the bottom line? How can you get the most value? I would say you can by far get the most value by buying a stone between SI1 and VS1. You will see that there are small jumps in price from SI1 to VS1. Now here's the thing, SI1 stones might make you nervous, but what you have to understand again is these are images of diamonds under a 40-time microscope. So when you're talking about seeing them on the finger to the naked eye, you will never be able to see these inclusions. This is what makes inclusions so scary and hard to understand, is because when you see them on a video or when you see them under a microscope, they make you nervous. However, if you were to look at that same stone on somebody's finger, I'm telling you, you'll never be able to tell the difference. I say never, but here's the catch that I want you to stick around for. There are two main instances in my experience where you can actually see inclusions. The first one is if those inclusions are dark black and they're right on the surface of the diamond. Obviously, a diamond is supposed to be crystal clear and you can see right through it. So if you put a large black inclusion right on the face of the diamond, the contrast between the light diamond and that black inclusion can sometimes make it easier to see. And then the only other thing that I would worry about is if you are getting into very large stones. If you have very large stones, say 1.5, 2, 3 carat diamonds, and you have darker inclusions right on the face, those are where SI1 or VS2 clarity stones would make me nervous. My goal is to have made this the most in-depth and easy to understand video when it comes to diamond clarity on the internet. If you're looking for the next best tips I have to offer, go to my page or click on the card that I'm about to put above that shows you why I think you should never buy an engagement ring in store in general. And if you found all this information helpful, please show some love, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this to somebody who needs this information to make sure that they save a ton of money on their engagement ring and get the best possible ring for their money. If you're looking for someone to get you a ring, hit up thefaithfulplatform.com. That is my company, and we will make sure that we custom build your ring and get you the best possible diamond and fully built ring delivered to your hand for your money. I'm John with The Faithful Platform. Thanks for tuning in.